oyagala okweyongera okuguka mu mateeka agakwata ku ttaka ganyula mu pulogulaamu za Witness Radio osomesebwe butya bw'osobola okukuuma ettaka lyo okuva mu mikono gy'abannakigwanyizi. Oli mulwanizi wa ddembe oyagala amaloboozi g'ebitundu oba ag'abantu b'olwanira agatuuka eri abavunaanyizibwa. Weekwate rediyo y'abantu Witness Radio. Wuliriza Witness Radio okumanya enkulaakulana y'ettaka nga tekosa abantu mu bitundu mweteekeddwa oba obutonde bw'ensi.
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
In a world racing toward clean energy, who's left behind? Welcome to Eyes on a Just Energy Transition, the program that highlights on Africa's journey toward a fair and inclusive energy future.
Hello, our dear listener. Welcome to Witness Radio, your trusted voice. You are listening to Eyes on a Just Energy Transition, where we take you on an informative journey of energy transition across Africa. And this is a Witness Radio series program, the media in the renewable energy. In this series, we are using the power of the media to shine a light on Uganda's journey toward clean, sustainable energy. To listen to us, visit our website www.witnessradio.org or visit Google Play Store and download the Witness Radio app. And in case you'd like to reach us out, please chat with us on our WhatsApp +256 745 965 765 or by calling us directly on +256 414 697 221 and we will hear from you, or on all our social media platforms. Now, as you may know, Uganda is one of the countries in Africa that are on the journey transiting to renewable energy. This transition promises to deliver vast socio-economic benefits to African countries, improving energy access, creating jobs, and boosting energy security. But to achieve this, these countries have to make a great shift from fossil fuel technologies to a more sustainable, climate-friendly power strategy aligned with the Paris Agreement and low carbon growth. And in this program, we bring you different renewable energy experts, partners, beneficiaries, and individuals to enlighten us as they share with us their experiences about the transition journey of the renewable or clean energy. And so today we bring you a continuation of our conversation with Kusima Alfred, an expert from the private sector and the Chief Executive Director, Sankol Uganda. He shared a lot in our last program, touching different issues like how the law and policies intended to achieve in the energy transition, the legal framework, and the challenges affecting the guidelines for the off-grid. And so he's going to proceed from here today. But let's first go for a commercial break, and when we return, we will listen to him.
Do you have any information in regards to land grabbing, or you're aware of any person who has been evicted and their property destroyed because of land disputes? Report to Witness Radio through our numbers 0414 697 221 or WhatsApp 0745 965 765, or you can report directly to our website on www.witnessradio.org. Just click on the map, follow the direction, click on the map indicating the individuals and the land being grabbed. Click on that word, report evictions. Then report any victim of land evictions. Thereafter, search for your area of residence on that map. Click your area of residence, then a red dot will indicate. Click the red dot and fill in the form, then save your input. Don't forget to attach the picture of the grabbed land in question, then upload to send. Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
You're listening to Eyes on a Just Energy Transition.
Welcome back from that commercial break. And now let's listen to Kusima Alfred, an expert from the private sector.
And then the other part also is creating a simple licensing and consumer protection rules, enabling energy as a service in the various dimensions. I think that is also key.
Okay.
And then the obvious one is linking agriculture credit to energy services. That is also key. Skilling, adding more support on skilling around production use of energy. When I talk about this, I'm not forgetting clean cooking.
Yes,
but
please.
I'm also being deliberate that the bigger part of the energy consumers are in those industrial parks. They are processing and doing value addition of different agricultural products.
Yes.
They have machines that are shelling maize and all that. There are innovation hubs that they are trying to work with.
Yes.
And of course cooking, which is a daily routine. So when I'm talking about skilling and all that, all this should be cross-cutting, inclusive of cooking.
Okay.
And then insurance cover for some of these technologies, especially the highly invested technologies that normally are installed.
Okay.
And then the other one that I shouldn't forget is being deliberate on innovative business model.
Innovative business model.
Yes, there should be innovative business models that are case by case, because different segments may require that they are attended to differently, and that is very key.
Okay.
And then second but not least, there is digital traceability and payments. These are very key. You should be able right now to go on a dashboard and just clicking and see how far we are faring on all the different thematic areas.
Okay.
And of course, I know now with the knowledge portal, I think for the clean cooking, it's going to be quick. And so is the prayer for the production use of energy. You should be, any Uganda should be able to go on a dashboard and just clicking in a minute, and they're able to know how they access and benefit from different benefits. Lastly,
yes,
key to note is prioritizing on projects that have been in fact feasible and successful, and of course scaling up some of those interventions in terms of energy access,
yes,
and also distribution. I think those for me from the private sector side of things. And of course, there is no better way of doing this by ensuring that the coffers and allocation to the sector, especially renewable energy sector, where the private sector plays a bigger part, as well as other avenues, is increased.
Yes.
Is increased. The source envelope needs to be increased to ensure that we do justice to the ambitious agenda we have as a country and the sector players and stakeholders.
That one seems to be a big challenge.
Oh yes, very, very true.
Okay then, let's go for yet another break, and when we return, we'll continue with the program.
The world is moving toward renewable energy, but will it be just for everyone? Tune in to Eyes on a Just Energy Transition every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. East African Standard Time, where we explore how Africa can embrace clean energy without leaving communities behind. Because justice must fuel the transition. The energy future is here, but who benefits?
This is Witness Radio, connecting indigenous and local community voices.
You're listening to Eyes on a Just Energy Transition.
Welcome back from that break. So we go to the next question, and we would like to hear from you, just in a common man's language. How do you describe renewable energy sector?
Well, in my simplest way, I can describe the sector.
Yes.
Well, renewable energy sector is very pivot. It pivots. The way it is pivoting is at a great pace. Now, to us as the private sector and the sector at large, we are looking at it as a real-time engine, transformative or transitional engine.
Yes.
All the other sectors in this country. Why? At a household level, imagine, just envision this. At a household level, children are studying on power. Cooking is efficient and simple. Simple agricultural support machines like spraying, irrigation pumps, and what are functional. I mean, at a household level, just for the start, that is a plus. Now, when it comes, of course, this translates and speaks and feeds into our GDP.
Okay.
Now, when you take this to the commercial end of things,
Yes.
look at all those industrial parks running and functioning. Look at all the small businesses at centers, trading centers, towns, small towns, growing towns, bigger towns.
Yes.
Business center in Kampala having sustainable power. I don't know if you've imagined when you're in Nasa Road, where the bigger part of the business is taking place, or maybe downtown, and the power goes down, where the guys printing, photocopying, producing yogurt, name it, is happening.
Would be a good, big loss.
And the power goes off suddenly. They have yogurt in the fridges, they have drinks in the fridges, they have products and perishables in the fridges. Hotels have huge procurements they have done, and power just disappears. It is on that note, I would bundle all this, that power access, being affordable, being accessible and efficient and sustainable, means that the entire household and the life of a Ugandan has been rescued. Because then, we're talking about household use, we're talking about industrial growth, we're talking about GDP growth, we're talking about national revenue growth, because people are doing business and the money is coming in and taxes are being collected, Now, to us, from where I was seated, I think there is no better way of saying this, but I think ultimately everyone wants power, wherever they are, wherever they come. So, no, I can just describe it that way.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Now, how exactly is Uganda using renewable energy to address climate change?
A very good question.
Yes.
One, I'm aware that with the current state of things, for example, the ones we are having, those who are doing irrigation for the different agricultural value chain they're in, that speaks to how it's playing a role in the climate change. Because even then, they are hybrid ones. Then there are those that are purely for off-grid. Either way, they are contributing to the cut in terms of pollution, and of course, it means a lot in terms of climate change. Number two, I think you've seen times when weather shocks have hit hard, and solutions have been that particular channels have been created, pumps, and they have to clear some of these places. And all that is, they use energy, by the way. They use energy.
Sure. Yes.
Yes. But also, the other part is that we are boosting, Ugandans are using this to improve on food security.
Yes.
They're using this to improve on food security, but call it smart agriculture in that case. Now, smart agriculture, you're looking at, for example, if I'm going to, maybe let me take you to the circular economy, because precisely that is it. Because the circular economy, we're looking at a whole cycle of power generation, where there is food, where there is energy, where there is cycling of waste, where there is the human nutrition and wellness, and equally the environment.
Sure. Yeah.
I think that is also one of the areas that Ugandans are putting a lot of effort to, and I think that speaks a lot in terms of environment. And also the other part, when you look at things of reducing consumption of firewood, reducing the use of firewood by using these other alternatives, it's also a plus, because we are saving the environment. Yes. So I think that to us is a plus.
Sure.
And of course, the people who form part of the ecosystem, as long as they are healthy, then they are also not affecting the climate change, because then they will be harassing or maybe disturbing the environment because they don't have other means of sustaining themselves.
Sure.
So just to give a glimpse on how Ugandans are benefiting out of this, I think this is it's intertwined.
Right.
It is a give and take. And the longer we give to the environment, the better we reap from it, and vice versa. So for me, I think it is time that all of us took this up and appreciate it as a plan, as a country.
Okay, right. And now, before we proceed, let's first go for yet another short break, and when we return, we shall continue with the program.
Eyes on a Just Energy Transition, a program that unpacks Africa's shift toward cleaner, fairer, and more sustainable energy. Join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. East African Standard Time as we spotlight communities, policies, and voices shaping the continent's energy future. Stay informed, stay empowered. Keep your eyes on a Just Energy Transition. Right here on Witness Radio.
Do you want to learn more about the legal nitty-gritty of land laws? Benefit from our programs at Witness Radio. We will teach you how you can protect your land from land grabbers. Are you a human rights activist? Do you want the voice of the voiceless to reach the authority responsible? Tune in to the People's Radio, Witness Radio. Listen to Witness Radio addressing land issues in your community on matters of land development that do not affect the people and the environment.
You're listening to Eyes on a Just Energy Transition.
Oyagala okuwuliza Witness Radio, genda ku Play Store mu simu yo, oteekemu Witness Radio. App eno ojja kuba ogiraba. Oluvannyuma giwanuleyo otandika okuwuliriza butereevu leediyo yaffe eno. Osobola okufuna empeereza yaffe ng'okyalidde ekibanja kya Witness Radio ku www.witnessradio.org. ogenda waggulu ku mukono gwo ogwa ddyo ku kigambo live n'oluvannyuma onyige ku kapeesa ak'omu makkati. Owuliriza Witness Radio, radio yo ekutuusaako ensonga ezikwata ku by'ettaka wamu n'embeera y'obutonde.
This is Witness Radio, connecting indigenous and local community voices.
You're listening to Eyes on a Just Energy Transition.
Welcome back from that short break. So we go to the next question, and we would like to hear from you. The demand for transition from fossils to clean energy is very critical. And Uganda's government has prioritized 7 critical areas of focus in this journey. These include universal energy access by 2040, solar energy development, solar power optimization, sustainable biomass and clean cooking, energy efficiency and demand management, inclusive energy access and climate resilience and policy alignment. Now, can you give us a breakdown of each one of these and explain how each of these is helping to address climate change problems in Uganda?
Well, to start with, maybe I'll just give a glimpse on each.
Yes.
Number one, the universal access by 2024.
Yes.
How
2040.
2040, yes.
Yes.
How this contributes to addressing climate change, yes?
Yes, please.
Yes. This definitely is going to look at a cut in terms of emissions, for example.
Yes.
Because as long as we are going to have all of us on grid, all of us accessing clean energy,
yes,
then we are definitely cutting down emissions. We are keeping very clean environment, and of course, we're also improving health. So
okay.
I think for universal access, it's clear cut, and I think that should be the ultimate goal for all of us.
Okay.
Now, when you look at solar development,
yes,
for the fact that I've already mentioned that not all of us are on the grid, and not all of us can be on the grid at the same time.
Okay.
Definitely need solar support. Now,
okay,
I have given you an example of our farmers in the cattle corridor.
yes,
For example, I'm aware that there are over 30 milk collection centers, MCCs, in the cattle corridor. But out of those, I can tell you for the fact, because I know them, about 25
yes,
are off the grid. Meaning, now, 25 milk collection centers where all the livelihood of over 20,000 farmers,
yes,
relies purely on the cow and the milk as a source of income. There's no better way of supporting them by giving them solar-powered solarization of the dairy collection milk, solarizing their spraying of the cows, solarizing their water supply, solarizing their dams, water pumping, and community. So solar development remains ultimately a very key area where it's feeding into the climate positive side of things.
Yes.
And then when we talk about solar power optimization, now we are looking at if the proportion of solar, let's say if we have tailored the project, maybe its capacity maybe is about, let's say, 1,000 megawatts for just an example.
Yes.
And the demand is probably lower than that.
Okay.
How best do we utilize the available or the generated power to meet the demand, but also not to put to waste what has been generated in that case?
Okay.
For example, if you're going to have a mini grid, then let the mini grid serve the demand, but optimally to a point that even the surplus can equally serve the next village or the next use. I think that ultimately is a plus to the ecosystem and the entire climate dynamics. Yeah. And then looking at the sustainable biomass and clean cooking.
Yes.
Let me mark the word. Sustainable biomass. Sustainable is both production and consumption. Now, for example, we are not going to continue cutting trees from places we're not planting woodlots. And to plant woodlots, you're not going to look at varieties that are going to take longer. You should be looking at things like bamboo growing. You're looking at a variety of bamboo that is quick at sprouting, so that you have sustainable production of wood fuel.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Now, in that case, that is sustainable biomass. Now, in that case, you're looking at clean cooking as well. Now, clean cooking, you're looking at purely staying. In the event that I can't sustain my woodlot very well, and maybe I have an EPC, I have an electric pressure cooker, I have an improved cook stove, I have an air fryer, I have whatever the gadget is, then I must use it to the fullest, because at the end of the day, my use of this technology, as well as sustainably using my woodlot, which is bamboo powered, or using bamboo, and ensuring that I'm reducing on my stress and burden on the environment, and ultimately I'm saving the entire ecosystem. Now, there is energy efficiency and demand management. Now, energy efficiency, we are looking at precisely. Let's say, for example, for the hotel. You realize that it comes with how best is the power put into use, and most of these are behavior related. And beyond that, there are also issues of what gadgets are we using. For example, are you using a gadget that is consuming power? Are you using a gadget that's using less power? Are you using an essence fridge, or you're using a random fridge that you bought from downtown? You're getting a point. Food consumption is very high. Maybe a friend of yours is going abroad. He says, I have a fridge. You just procure it without knowing, and mindful of what is power consumption, what's the cost of, how does that translate into the cost of what I pay in terms of bills, and of course that means a lot in terms of efficiency of the technology. But vis-a-vis the demand of what it requires for you to have it and run it effectively. So, to us, we think this definitely fits into the renewable energy ambitious target agenda as a country, and I think there's no shortcut about it than embracing it and ensuring that we're bringing it as down as possible to ensure that we are keeping the entire green ecosystem very safe and secure. Now, the last one is the inclusive energy access and climate resilience policies and resilience policies and what?
Policy alignment.
And policy alignment.
Yes.
Now, I've told you that I've been lucky to have worked with humanitarian agencies, the refugee settlement.
Yes.
Now, the example I can tell you that the inclusion of some of these, we call them persons of concern. We don't call them refugees. Persons of concern into the energy nexus means a lot in terms of ensuring that as a country we are meeting and managing our energy demands very well, because we're talking about thousands of refugees by the way and host communities. Now, what that means is that as long as our plans are not inclusive in nature, in terms of ensuring that everyone in whatever segment can access. And by the way, you may not know, but climate resilience, there are different interventions. I know OPM, Office of Prime Minister, and other agencies under the same are doing a lot in terms of supporting these persons of concern and the host communities like in Changwali, with the Bidiro, Mwanja, and all that. And among other things they are looking at is climate resilience. The numbers of these persons are very, very, very high, and if they continue putting pressure on the available land which doesn't increase, then there's need to ensure that other alternatives are sought. So it is on this background that it is obvious and just clear-cut that inclusive energy access and climate resilience, as well as policy alignment, fit well to include such a kind of categories and persons whose pressure on environment, especially firewood, which is the most used in terms of for cooking, and other resources that the energy component is managed and responded to effectively to ensure that the entire ecosystem is managed so well. I happen to have managed one of the projects in Changwali, a clean cooking project where we're using solar for cooking. Apparently, they embrace so well the biodigesters at household, and it is paying off very, very big because they are using animal waste, that is for biogas, and it's amazing. Now, all these fit when you consolidate those pieces and put them together. You realize that they contribute a portion in terms of ensuring that we save our ecosystem and ensure that we are putting to good use our available energy generated from the various sources of energy. I think for me and the sector I represent, these are good steps, as well as government of Uganda, the government partners, who are achieving our very ambitious target as a country. In terms of ensuring that Ugandan and all occupants in this country are accessing affordable, efficient, and sustainable energy.
Well, thank you. But before we end, just one last one. To you, how do you assess this renewable energy transition journey? How is it to you? What have you seen, just in a nutshell? And maybe one big challenge that we say, although we have achieved all these goodies, this must be addressed.
Thank you very much. That's a very good question. And with all the good things I've said about the country's positive transition, I can say in brief that the Uganda energy transition journey is on a good trajectory. That I can assure you, because I've already shared on the potential of hydro. I've shared the potential of the various sources, the biogas, the digesters, and all this, because the mindset is changing. The skilling is changing. The capacity building is becoming targeted. The financing is being targeted and innovative. The partners are prioritizing, where they place the funds. And of course, with all this, I can only say that we just need to keep the pace, and not even the sky should be our limit. And I can tell you, Ugandans are responding to clean energy. And of course, I can tell you for the fact, personally, I belong to the Kabalega Old Boys Association, alumni. And it's amazing how many calls I get in a week. People asking, do you have a pressure cooker? Can you come and construct for me? Can you, we need to talk about the biodigester in my village home, up-country home. That tells me a lot that we are on a good trajectory and the message is thinking.
Yes, yes.
But even then, when all that is happening, we're saying, no, that's not enough. Please, we need support on cutting down the cost of certification and standardization.
Yes.
We're kindly support on skilling the artisans at the local level to create jobs and give people work at the local level and those green jobs. We're saying, please, associations have self-regulatory rules and guidelines for your members so that they give us quality things. We don't want people to complain that things are not quality. Yes, when you do awareness and all that.
Okay.
And we see positiveness from government with the different agencies, either UDCL, the transmission, the generation agency, and others. They're on a good trajectory. Yeah. But we're saying kindly cascade the operational personnel down there. That's why you see now. I don't know if you belong to any, but me, I belong to a UDCL WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Apparently in Winyoro, and it's doing one. Before you know it, the pictures of poles being put on the platform. You see wires that are hanging being put on the platform.
Okay.
Quickly they troubleshoot and they respond. I think.
Okay.
For me, that's a plus. We never saw that even before the digital era came. Yeah.
Sure.
So we are also saying like the youth and women and girls. Please let them be included. Let them be inclusive in planning. Let them be part of the planning of the district where councillors and the local leadership is including and having budget allocated to some of this supervisory work. National resource officers down there supervise, ensure that things are working, ensure that you're following up. The charcoal business, be it regulated, let it be regulated. That's why you see by in some districts, for example, northern Uganda, the charcoal business is becoming very, very fragile.
Yes.
You can't just engage in it just like that. Otherwise, they will take you up and up. So
for sure.
I think that should be the spirit. That should be the spirit.
All right.
And of course, other things to look at the taxation system.
Okay.
We want revenue, but what are the priorities of our people? Let us provide them an enabling environment for them to do business, and then come ask for taxes, which we're saying that government should do. We're looking at after sales service, private sector and all the associations and donors and partners. Why don't we fast track all the money that have been put the projects and all that, the concession funding and all that? How are these translating into satisfaction of what Ugandans want our demanding for?
Yes.
And then the other part, we're also trying to look at a cohesion in the stakeholders where government, as the head of the household of this sector, is taking lead, is managing well, is regulating well, is coordinating, is ensuring that all the stakeholders and members are in one direction and direction of energy access.
Okay.
And I'm happy that the government of Uganda, through the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, have set up the National Renewable Energy Platform, have the clean cooking unit, and the other various departmental heads and units that are feeding into the national strategy on embracing energy access in whatever case, whether production use of energy, whether keep cooking and other forms coming together. So, from where I see things in action, I think in summary, Uganda is on a good trajectory, and only if we can keep the pace and appreciate so far what we have just attained, and ensure that at least of what we have attained, we galvanize that and concretize, but go and push further to ensure that the last person, the last mile user is having power at whatever unit, whatever source in the households, in the communities. Thank you.
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
Breaking the silence and elevating community voices.
Witness Radio, thank you so much. You have become our voices. Nobody would know what is taking place because for a long time We had not known what was going on in Chiriandongo, what had taken place in Mubende, because the grabbers operate at night when people are asleep. But you have done a lot.
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
You're listening to Eyes on a Just Energy Transition.
Wow, okay. Thank you very much, the Chief Executive Officer, Suncool Uganda, Kusima Alfred, for sharing that expertise with us. And it has been a wonderful moment for us to have you at Witness Radio talking about one important issue, and that is clean energy. And as we wrap up today's episode, we should be aware that Uganda's transition journey to renewable energy, especially clean cooking, is ongoing, and it requires you to embrace the efforts to transform your day-to-day life. And before we end the program, please, if you want to listen to us, visit our website www.witnessradio.org or visit Google Play Store and download the Witness Radio app. And in case you would like to reach us out, please chat with us on our WhatsApp +256 745 965 765 or through calling us directly on +256 414 697 221, and we will hear you, or on all our social media platforms. Thank you for keeping it locked on Witness Radio. Stay tuned, stay informed, and stay inspired to be part of the energy revolution. Please do not forget that Eyes on a Just Energy Transition airs on Witness Radio every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 a.m. East African Standard Time. Catch us again, same time, same radio station. I'm Will Stephen, your host.
That was Eyes on a Just Energy Transition, amplifying community voices and keeping justice at the center of Africa's clean energy shift. Join us again next time, and keep your eyes open for change.